Hello and welcome back to Battletech Mechwarrior. When we last left off, okay, so we need to go to Thestria. Good to know. And let's see, it is May of 3025, so we've spent about 1 year getting to this point. So yeah, out of 5, so I've got 4 years left. Luckily, we're about done with the plot line, so we can spend a lot more time just building reputation. So Kurita, Thestria is right there. Awesome. That's also a poor planet, so I'm just gonna jump over here and strong mining industrial center. Yay. Buy mechs. You have anything good? Shadowhawk, sure, I'll take that. Starting to get actually like some real money. Phoenix Hawk, sure, I'll buy that. And another Phoenix Hawk, sure. Okay, so before I go, I'm going to drop here, War-Torn and some large industry. Well, if it's War-Torn, they'll probably want some mechs, I would think. Shadowhawk, you want it? 6 million, perfect. You want the Phoenix Hawk too? I don't need any more mechs at this time. Oh. It's the problem about poor planets. They might be needy, but they don't have much money. Frozen ball known only for precious metal deposits. Well, it'll also be home to a few more new mechs. Phoenix Hawk, sell about 5 million. Absolutely. Please tell me you want the other one. Yes! $20 million. Haha. We're doing okay. Smoke drifts through the crowded room, obscuring the patrons, but the loud group in the center are easy to spot. The black spider on a red field stands out. Their jackets and the woman in the center of the group is unmistakable. Thick, flowing red hair accents her stunning beauty as she lounges, the queen in her court. Nestled in the provocative deep V of her fatigue hangs a crystal spider with a ruby hourglass on its abdomen. A direct approach is the only way into the group. Too quick, the accusations fly. The look of surprise to the ones of anger. A chair falls over its occupant. A giant gray-eyed man slams to his feet. The woman's gaze is cold. Look, pup, she says. I'm sorry to hear about your family, but you're barking up the wrong tree. The widows have kicked a lot of Davian butt lately, but we've never pulled a job on Anders whatever. Hell, I've never even heard of it. Well, let's just accept her story. Whatever. Back at the bar, Grizzled Merc to his friends just loud enough for you to hear. Of course, that's the story, and any good soldier would give about a covert operation. Oh. So, we need to challenge her story. Glaring gray eyes of the man already on his feet never waver as he said, "Would the captain please give me permission to turn this rat's rear end into a bloody pulp?" Before the woman can respond, another of the group is acting. "Afraid I'm not as polite as you, Colin," he says as he breaks his chair against your diaphragm. Colin's fist follows into your face, and you get a fair kick in the first man's crotch on your way down. Quick as lights vibrate. The vibrating hum of a stun lance enters the fray. A woman dressed in knee-high Bioflex boots and a VTOL flight jacket spins the lance with an obvious martial training, and the one called Colin crashes to the floor. 3 of Colin's lance mates soon follow as they try to press the young woman. Amidst the falling bodies, the Black Widow draws a pearl-handled pistol and takes aim on the lance wielder, but the hum of the lance has gone through the high pitch of the kill level, and the woman is holding it dangerously close to the neck of the unconscious Colin. She and the widow lock eyes for a long, tense moment as all motion freezes. Hanging on their decision, the widow gives the young woman a slight nod of respect and eases off her aim, putting their pistol back in its holder as she says, "All right, honey. He is all yours, but keep him out of trouble from now on." Woman grabs you by the collar and backs away from the group, keeping her eyes on the mercenaries. At a table on the far side of the room, she pushes you into a seat and takes on the opposite. She introduces herself as Tasha, sea green eyes that never miss a beat, wild tangled hair sweeping up and over a single fall, framing the right side of her face, delicate features. All of it contrasts sharply with the wildcat just vanished on the Black Widows. "Gideon B. Vandenburg," she says as though making a discovery she's not sure she's pleased with. "What the hell are you trying to do?" Explanations seem in order, but halfway through she holds up a hand. "And you fell for that? Christ, Vandenburg. Kearney's not Mio, he's ISF. A word in your ear and off you go trying to talk the widows into killing you." Kearney kills 2 birds with 1 stone, she snorts derisively. "And what do you think this is all about? Some sinister plot to discredit you so House Kurita can take over Anders Moon?" Eyes on the table, she shakes her head in disbelief. "I hate to break this to you, but I doubt it if Takashi Kurita has even heard of Anders Moon. Matabushi Incorporated is your target. I should know. I'm MI6, and right now, they're my target too." Interesting. Well, let's leave. Let's check out the news. Knew that. Okinafi, we knew that. Jordan Rowe, we knew that. Anders Moon, Draconis Mars, Federated Sun. Krita military backing of Jarus confirmed. Interest, strategic response to upcoming Daven special maneuvers. Suggests you contact Mio Agent Kearney. Reassign Alberto. Best wishes, Jay. Personal address from Tasha. Oh, borrowed some computer files from our mutual friend. Included were some I thought you might be interested in. To Duke Ishitaro, CEO, Board Chairman, Horihito Ono, Special Operations Division, December 3023, Operation Inroad. Greetings, Your Grace. We have located an excellent target to accomplish your objective. Small outpost named Anders Moon in the Draconis March. It is too small to even consider of strategic interest to the DCMs and has little trade traffic. Local government is small and controllable. Estimated flow capacity, 50 million C-bills a month. If it pleases Your Grace, I present a detailed proposal in person. To Duke Tyro from Horihito Anato. Greetings, Your Grace. Reigning Duke Vandenburg unyielding. Other measures required. Request permission to exercise Dark Wing operation. Dark Wing. Ooh. Same to and from. Greetings, Your Grace. Your pressure on the ISF produced fruitful results. I am most grateful. All preparations are complete. Young McBrain is suitably duped into playing his part. Both factions bribed and agreeable. Transportation for Darkwing arranged. We await only your word. Ooh. Proceed. Okay. Well. And I think somewhere in there, yeah, recontact with Agent Kearney, reassigned to Albiro. So I guess we're going to be heading to Albiro next. Well, there's nothing of worth here. Let's see where... Oh, come on. That is up there, and it is a poor planet. So let's just go to the Draconis Combine's capital, Luthien. Oh, no. I wish this game had more music. It does not. No mechs for sale. Come back next week. No mechs for sale at the freaking capital? Okay. Shenyang is another major planet. Let's hope this one actually does have some mechs. There we go. Grab a rifleman. Buy. Shadowhawk. Buy. Phoenix Hawk. Buy. I don't want to buy too much because I'm sure when I get there, they're only going to buy one. Albir, main headquarters for Metabuche Incorporated. It's kind of weird that they're a poor planet. Dust devils spin into the too thin air and sound like distant thunder rolls over the dry mountains. Another minute and the thunder builds a roar as 7 car-knob heavy lift choppers rise over the ridges. Tight V formation, their tilling rotors already in the vertical landing position. Still in formation, they settle on a storm of dust before a pair of massive 2-story high steel vaulted doors set into the cracked face of a cliff. Kurita infantry pour through the sides of each machine and quickly establish a defensive perimeter in the choking dust. A map showing the landing site with the time and sign simply "a friend" smells of another trap, but it's the only lead and at least has produced something interesting. Besides, a good auto pistol with plenty of extra clips should handle any surprises. Behind the cliff face the sun in the sky with a blazing red as it sets across the shadows and begins to stretch across the desert landscape. The giant doors crack and light spills out, in greater amounts as the crack spreads and the doors open the silent hinges. More troops, this time in Metabuche security uniforms, double time out in 2 neat rows and form up, creating a guarded roadway to the VTOL craft. Trafficked vehicles appear from inside the mountain and the loading begins. 6 crafts forming the wings of the formation are loaded into the first with seemingly endless stream of coffin-sized metallic containers. Last, a single container with special guards is loaded onto the lead aircraft. The tracked vehicles return to the vault and the security guards break formation. In that instant, the group around the landing site erupts as troops in desert camo rise out of the sand like returning dead, their lasers and automatic rifles blazing. Kurita Guard, taken by surprise, are ravaged before they can regroup, and even then they have already lost at least half their number. An intense firefight ensues as Kurita troops fall back into the cargo holes of the VTOL. The air begins to churn as choppers crank for an escape, but for some it is too late, and mysterious attackers board the craft in a murderous onslaught. I mean, good for me. We don't exactly like Kurita, but, wow. One chopper leaves the ground in a hurry but two law rockets arc out in the ground and connect in a thunderous fiery blast that showers the scene below in glowing metal rain. The wreck crashes to the ground in front of the vault, crushing the remaining security force and effectively cutting off any support from that end for the moment. And then, in the middle of the fight, a woman in knee-high Bioflex boots and a VTOL flight jacket cuts across the carnage. Her long hair hangs free as she fights like a wildcat through the landing site. She's headed for the lead craft. Well, let's not stay down. That's just gonna, end things quickly. Let's follow her. In the smoke, dust, and confusion, it's an easy run to the open cargo door. Bodies lay sprawled on the ground, and one hangs half in, half out of the doorway. The aircraft is already lifting off, and it requires a jump just to catch on the edge of the nose. Points towards the ground as the Karnoff speeds off into the desert. The ground begins rushing past your feet as the 30-ton chopper gains altitude. One slip now, but it's amazing what little adrenaline can do. What a little adrenaline can do, blah. Looking back from the bay, the cliff is aglow with the fire of the burning wreck as the remaining VTOLs are airborne now and speeding off in different directions. Inside, there are more bodies strewn on the hold castaway toys. It's a good sentence to write. Speaking, it's kind of weird, but whatever. Auto pistol out, safety off, and a slow walk to the short passage to the cockpit. Just 3 steps ahead, another man in a tan jumpsuit is making the same trip. As he reaches the cockpit, his arm moves out gracefully and pushes the barrel of his gun against the long, tangled hair of the pilot. "So sorry to disappoint you, Tasha," Kearney says smoothly. See Tasha calculating possibilities as the Karnoff makes a sudden plunge to the left. With blinding speed, she disarms Kearney as he falls towards her. The aircraft levels out and Tasha is out of the seat, and she and Kearney square off as you step through the door. The look of surprise on both their faces is almost comical. "Just in time," Kearney says with a smile. Tasha glares at him. "Don't listen to him. He's ISF," she says quickly. "What? She's the ISF agent," Kearney replies in surprise. Okay, let's save state. And let's trust Kearney. No dice, Tasha. Kearney relaxes and grins. He reaches down to get his gun. "Vandenburg, you fool!" Tasha yells as she lashes out with a vicious kick, but Kearney is fast. He ducks the kick. Kearney is fast. He ducks the kick and comes up shooting. Tasha slams against the far wall of the tiny cabin as the bullets rip through her and shatter the glass of the cockpit window. Kearney turns to you. "She was right, he yells above the sudden roar of the wind before you can react. His gun smiles again. Yep, so let's trust Tasha. "No dice, Kearney." Tasha flashes a healthy smile your way. "Nice work, partner." Her hand flashes out and chops Kearney neatly along the back of the neck. He slumps to the floor as she takes the pilot seat again, shutting down the autopilot. The VTOL makes a hard bank right. "We hit Matabuche pretty hard tonight," she says after a while. "Caught him with their pants down. That won't happen again." She studies you, and the instruments glint in her eyes. "You're wondering what's going on, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what I can. We're MI6, special group on the Davian agents, and coincidentally on this mission, you and MI6 have had the same target, Matabuche. We got wind that they would be making a large move past it and decided to hit. That's what we got. Gold bullion, a lot of captured cash ready for laundering, some lost tech items, and a large set of computer files. That's where you come in. In those files, the location of the group who destroyed your home and where they're keeping their precious chalice. I figure with that info and, say, a 5 million C-bill share of tonight's haul, you ought to be able to close down on Anders' moon operation. I kill 2 birds with 1 throw. Deal?" She grins at you. "I thought it might be one last thing. Everything I've told you is confidential. To everyone else, MI6 does not exist, so keep it to yourself." Later, with a fatter bank account, you scan the disk she gave you on Operation Inroad. The overall plan: set up a cover operation in the Federated Suns, mostly for money laundering and smuggling expenses. A jump ship supplied by Matabuche Trade's partner, Gris. Special lance, a mechs concerning of a warhammer, and 4 battle masters, known as the Dark Wing. A large payroll for agents and bribes on Anders Moon, including one J. Rowe. And right now, the Chalice of Hearn sits guarded in the Dark Wing on El Bureau. Oh, here. Data from the disk on Operation Inro is specific about the location of the Darkwing base. Yeah, we're not going to fight now. We don't even have a fucking mech. Well, we don't have a mech. But that's going to be for next time. When we come back, well, we're pretty darn close to the end of the game here. Actually, before we do, we could actually gain some more cash. Yeah, we're at 11,000. Delay. And yeah, it's only 25 of September. The game will end in 3029, so. Rifleman, let's sell. Thank you. Shadowhawk, will you take it? Thank you. We also take the Phoenix Hawk? Yeah, we don't need any more. Fine. So, let's continue delaying. Head to planet Krita, New Samarkand. Actually, before we go there, let's head here. Travel. Get rid of that mech. And 5.5. That brings us to 30. See, we are gaining cash like no tomorrow. But we're going to head to New Samarkand and gain a little more cash. Against a weathered brick wall sits a drunk in tattered clothes, clutching a mostly empty bottle of cheap whiskey. A patch covers one eye, and pockmarked face sports the stubble of an unkept beard. As you pass, he speaks just loud enough for you. Or it is, you've got no love for Greg or his bunch, that true? And if it is, well, now there's quite a reward on his head for the feller. What man bringing up to claim it? Think you might be that man? Go on. So happens I've been on this dirtball a long time, I have, waiting for me chance at that pig. Sing a thing or two, I have, but not being a warrior sort like yourself, I've had to wait. Now I think me waiting's over. There's a big shipment going out tonight. He'll see to that personally, he will. Won't have but 2 guards with him. That's what when you can nail 'em, and that's me price. You got to kill 'em. Taking 'em in no good. He's got to die. Deal? Absolutely. The dark comes alive as lights appear at the edges of old landing site, once used by the military. It's been abandoned for years except for the occasional dark night business deal. Overhead, a star moves across the heavens and slowly begins to grow. Within minutes, it's grown to fill the sky with a blazing blue-white glory, and the roar of the engines dominates the nights ever so slowly. 12,000 tons of Mule-class dropship settles into the burning ferrocerite. Once the engines have died, the apparently empty warehouse in the far edge fields comes to life. Heavy vehicles move out of the still smoking landing path towards the cargo ramps dropping from the ship. Men appear, moving crates from the trucks to the ship. Amidst it all, long, black, luxury hovercraft moves like a shark, stops near the loading pad, and 2 powerful-looking men step out, weapons at the ready. One wears night vision goggles. From behind them appears a bloated form of Gris. The old man was right about when and where, but the pad is swarming with armed guards as well, as expected, or as the expected 2 personal guards. Well, let's wait. The loading finishes and the trucks return to the far side of the field. The black hovercraft glides soundlessly to rest behind the blast screen directly below you. So the old man was right. Grig and his guards step out of the craft of the engines, and the mule begin to howl. Well, let's strike now. Gyroslug carbine carries 20 rounds in a clip. It only takes 4 to splatter both guards against the hovercraft. Grig's blood-stained face turns up as you drop easily into the shadow of the blast screen. You! He recovers quickly, eyes searching restlessly for an out. Well, I suppose you have ideas about the price on my head. Or perhaps you were just a little upset about my agent's action on Dustball. He acted on his own. I never did told him to kill you. As a reward, I'll double it. Besides, you don't think you can get out of here alive, do you? He nods towards the distant buildings. You know what? I don't believe him. He watches for an answer, feigning indifference, and pushes the ruined body of his former guard off the hood of the hovercraft. Seems I'll need to find some new talent, he says, and then hand flies up. A blood-soaked machine pistol gleams in the night. The carbine in your arms coughs twice, and Grig slams against the vehicle as the explosive shells ripped into him. You make quite a scene at the Civilian Guidance Corps as you pull up in the sleek black hovercraft. The officials there is less than thrilled to see the corpse of his former employer in the back, but there is little he can do as the crowd gathered, and at his fringes an old man watches. He catches your eye and nods, smile pulling at the corner of his mouth. The voice of the CGC official cuts in. I'll have your body for you very soon. Then if I were you, I'd get the hell out of this planet as fast as I could. Nice. So, managed to do everything except for get the chalice back, which we've got some time to deal with. But that's going to be for next time. We're going to need some mechs and some crew. But that'll be next time. Have a good one, folks.